welcome to the first official RPG session for Fabletop Roleplay. We'd like to give a shout out to Little Shop of Magic for letting us host here. I want to give a shout out to Best Buddies, Left Side 91. If you have, if you like anime and you're trying to find a place to find anime-inspired clothing, leftside91.com will have your needs. And I want to thank HyperRPG for inspiring us to kind of do this. HyperRPG is another tabletop podcast that I would consider them probably what started the online, but I could probably be wrong about that. But they are really good, so I would suggest HyperRPG to check them out. Today we are doing Power Rangers Forever, which is the name of the campaign we are doing. And I'd say we are ready to get started.
Let's do these.
Sarsaparilla.
No.
Not your favorite?
No. I like Ruby best.
In other words, he's not a granny slammer.
Well, what you should probably do is, probably not buy that brand again, but there's good sarsaparilla out there, I do promise.
Okay.
Okay, anyway.
Promises.
So,
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to give you guys backstory, and you guys will see, you guys will know about prior engagement before we get to you guys. There is another dimension. In this particular dimension of living is Ranger Prime. It is another universe where all, core Ranger powers exist. If it is out there, somewhere in the multiverse, it exists here. In this fortress, I guess, of solitude, there's a single lone ranger known as the Millennium Ranger. This particular ranger guards and almost makes it being the only guardian to keep these powers safe. In the center of this particular fortress is the Crystal of the Guardian. The Crystal of the Guardian is exclusively the power source of the Millennium Ranger and the powers in general. Without one, the other one cannot exist. If you destroy one or the other, they both go away. However, stealing the crystal and using it is not against the rules of this universe. That is where Lord Drakius comes in.
Draken?
No, Drakius. Lord Drakius is a villain of this universe. One that's been trying to get at the Millennium Ranger for years, millenniums. Years and years and years of just trying to steal the crystal for himself. What has happened is he has finally amassed an army big enough to overtake the fortress. This fortress is attacked with tens of thousands of minions from the multiverse that he was able to gather. One after another, they finally storm the fortress, and inside, the Millennium Ranger fights for his life. And he fights to keep that crystal safe. What he does end up doing is managing to dwindle down the numbers until it's just him and Drakius left. When Drakius and him come to final blows, before the blow is dealt, the Millennium Ranger takes the last of his power he's able to summon and shatters his own crystal, sending them through space and time. The shards come in different sizes and forms as they go throughout the multiverse. With that, he looks to Lord Drakius and goes, "You cannot destroy me, for you destroy the crystal. And if you take the crystal as it is, you'll never be able to reassemble it. You are at a standstill. Sorry, but this is where your fight ends." And Lord Drakius chuckles a little bit and goes, "I will be back. And when I am, I'm taking that crystal. And I'll know when you're done, because I'm going to be looking for the pieces myself." And with that, he leaves the den. The Millennium Ranger goes ahead and slowly gets up from the ground and walks over to his computer, which is now kind of busted up. It does need to be fixed. The place is a wreck. It looks like a major battle took place here, no doubt about it. And as he goes ahead and starts typing in coordinates and places where the crystals could be, he's also looking for new guardians to help him reattain the crystals and save the universe. The multiverse, even. That is where we're going to start up. year are you from, Jacob?
2014.
Okay. So in the year 2014, in your era, the Mega Rangers are a thing. You know, that is where they essentially, you know, they may not be in your particular area, but they are around. You have heard of them. What are you currently doing? Where are you?
Home.
You're at home, waiting
Yeah.
for a call or what?
Yeah, waiting for ops.
Waiting for an ops mission? Okay, so, Marine Black Ops Commander Jacob Anderson. You are waiting for a call. Go ahead and roll me a mind check. That's 2d6.
Yeah. I don't have dice. Yet. 5 and a 3.
11. Okay. So, with that, you go ahead and you're looking around. Are you married or anything? Do you have
No, single.
5 kids and you're single? Okay. Yeah, you go ahead and you look around. And, you have a dog?
Yes.
Your dog starts barking in the backyard really loudly, too. Very suddenly.
Rap.
What?
Get off my property.
When you walk outside... when you walk outside with a gun... That's the fact that your neighbors must think you're crazy. You go ahead and you see your dog barking at what seems to be a large white crystal with silver specks in it on your, like, in the backyard. Kind of just looks like it's kind of slightly embedded into the ground.
Don't need this. Set the gun back down in the kitchen and walk out there.
And so with that,
I go look at it.
you're gonna go look at it?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. Your dog's still kind of barking at it, and when he sees you kind of lean down towards it, the dog backs off, and I want you to roll me another mind check. No, roll me a soul.
Soul?
Yeah.
What's that?
Eight.
Wow, snake eyes.
Okay, so you go ahead and yeah, you pick it up and you're kind of shocked almost because when I mean shocked, like when you pick it up, yeah, you're a pretty strong dude and you've been training in the Marines for I don't know as long as you can remember. But when you pick this crystal up or even touch it, you get like a sense of I don't know, almost like you have more strength than you've ever had.
Huh.
And then...
Is it big enough to put in my pocket?
It's big enough that you can hold it and probably use it as a weapon if you wanted to. The crystal itself is not that big. Well, yeah, you can put it in your pocket. It's going to be sticking out.
Is that a rock or are you just happy to see me?
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Then... you start hearing mechanical clanking, almost as if it's coming from above you. Roll me a mind check. Okay, cool. Yeah, you kind of pick up the crystal and you're like, turn around. And when you turn around, you see these gray and red almost looking robots with gold heads. And they're like, and they jump down as they start kind of heading towards you.
Oh, hell no.
Get them off your
I
property.
try to get my gun back.
They're actually blocking the doorway.
Good, I found slide between their feet and get my gun back.
So you're gonna run full sprint and then try to actually like
dodge through
them?
Yeah.
Why don't you roll me an acrobatics check?
Not bad. Not bad.
So
15.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you go ahead and run full sprint towards your house and slide underneath one of these bots. And, you know, they're kind of like, you know, and they turn around as you run back inside and grab your gun. And I'm going to assume you're going to fire it off at them?
Not immediately. I'm gonna hold it to him and like, what the heck are you?
Okay. I'm gonna roll an attack.
Old man Jenkins.
Right?
One of these things are gonna be crazy enough to just straight up punch you, regardless you have the gun to them.
I already know this.
Oh.
Oh, thank God.
Go ahead and roll me an attack roll.
Alright.
It's gonna be an ACV check.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That was the perfect 6.
Funny enough,
Natural.
funny enough is that if I was using the real stats, you'd still beat them. Okay. Yeah, you go ahead and you straight up like go ahead and jerk the gun away from them, and then when you straight up shoot them, when you shoot the first one with it, because you know he just tried to punch you. Yeah, it just goes. Ding, ding,
Mother.
ding. The second one, a second one is going to try to push past that one, and it's going to try to attack you again.
Son of a biscuit in your hamster.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an ACV.
You suck, man. Oh, not bad. Double forged.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you go ahead and defend against that one too. It's, you know, he pushes past the one, and when he tries to go ahead and attack you, it's, you know, you manage to out defense him again.
Do I have a grenade launcher on my tactical rifle?
No.
Damn it.
No. Besides, you're in your house. You know you're gonna blow the.
I wouldn't care at this point.
Yeah, you're as likely.
You're a
to blow-
commander.
Eliminate.
You're a commander. Remember, try to think like one. You're not Terminator.
I know.
And
No,
the third
fucking
one
right.
cannot actually move past them, so he's gonna hold his action. Go ahead and you get an attack roll now. What are you gonna do?
Then try to communicate with it again.
Right now, they're just making bleeps and sound effects. Like, you know, you've heard like this from science fiction movies you've probably seen on your time off. These things are probably robots.
Okay.
Try bleeping and blooping at it and see what happens.
I do.
No,
Go ahead, try to communicate with it.
Alright, gotta make a rule.
Make a languages
Isn't
roll.
there
Just for giggles. Go ahead, make a language roll.
Oh, nice.
First it
6.
counts for the third.
You're a Marine. I'm assuming that they've trained you in
7.
other languages.
So-
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so go ahead. Talk to it like. They're like. And they kind of punch at you.
Basically,
Oh.
you just called his mother a toaster oven. The gravest of insults.
Your mother was a toaster oven and your father was a
Oh.
blender.
I think I might have barely got hit.
Yeah, you did actually. You got hit for 10 damage. So, so you go, and they're just punched in the face.
Ow.
And yeah, these things are definitely made of metal. It kind of hurt. So you take 10 straight damage. Just keep track of it for now.
Got it.
And you go ahead and you go ahead and make an action.
Do I have a safe room?
You do. Keep in mind that I'm gonna have you roll a soul check again.
Okay.
Go ahead. Roll for soul. More soul than James Brown. Cool.
I'd
You-
find that highly suspect.
Right. Right. So you go ahead and you. Okay, you feel like a strange like power surging through you from still holding this crystal because you're kind of like, you know, I'm guessing you put it in your pocket, even though it's
Yeah.
big, but you kind of feel like a surge, like because it's still kind of making contact with you. You can feel like an odd surge of power still surging through you.
I go straight at it and punch it.
Okay, roll an ACV.
Hey, get out of my house!
You really do sound like a crazy old man.
I know.
Yeah. You go ahead and hit, and when you like, pow! When you go ahead and straight fist punch him right through his head, yeah, he flies past the other two and hits your fence and then disappears. Like you see it like break up into just
Alright.
pieces before it disappears.
Oh yeah.
So what you just saw happen was him going, "This is my purse. I don't know you," and then him hitting him in the balls.
Okay. One's gonna come at you. Go ahead and roll. DCV.
Mom.
And then yeah, you go ahead and he goes ahead and tries to attack you, and you go ahead and block it. And the second one will go ahead and attack.
Oh, That's gonna be a problem.
Might be. Go ahead.
Oh, yes!
Nice. Okay. Yeah, no, you also guard against that, so you go ahead and roll. You have both of them right now, like, side by side next to each other.
Where I want him. Oh, okay. Double kick.
So, wait.
Wow, wow.
So are you, like a scissor kick, like where you're doing 1 and then 2, or
No,
you...
just one, like, because I'm not martial artist, I'm just a marine. I know how to kick 2 at once. With one motion.
Okay, so you're going to drop kick them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just straight up, bah, bah.
So brute force attack.
Yeah.
He's going to go ahead and drop kick.
6 and 4.
Oh, that's 15 for you. That's not a 15 for me. Okay, so you go ahead and you drop kick both of them outside your back door, and you see them fly back like, and then they hit the fence, and then they bust up into pieces.
I go look at the pieces.
As you actually walk forward there, you get teleported, and of course you drop your gun in your backyard.
That would be into like, what the?
All for the little kids to find.
Now, let's see who goes
For
next.
the love of money. Them little baby kids.
Jason, what are you doing right now? What time frame are you in?
2010.
2010? Operation Overdrive Rangers are a thing throughout the universe where you're from. And while you've heard of them, they haven't been very prevalent on Earth, but they've still made a name for themselves through the universe. What are you currently doing?
Studying for my exam.
In your dorm room?
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a mind check, please.
Am I doing all the cussing so far?
You're doing good.
I just figured blank it out myself.
13. Okay.
No.
Okay. While you're sitting there and studying, around you, you have like snacks and other things to kind of keep you at your desk.
Some tea and a sandwich.
Okay. You go to reach over for your sandwich. What you haven't noticed is what ended up on top of it. So when you go to pick it up, you kind of feel something kind of odd where your sandwich should be.
Squish it.
Looking over, and it's a crystal, a pretty sizable one too, about maybe half the size of one of your textbooks.
I pick it up and I look at it.
Okay. You give me a soul check.
14.
Okay. It feels a little strange. You've never been much of a physical person, but when you gonna slowly put a bookmark in where your book is, and when you close it, you almost feel like you could have probably put it through the desk as you pick it up. Like, even just the simple act of closing it, you feel like you put too much force even behind closing the book.
What is? No.
And you hear a sudden knock on your door. And then it sounds even more viciously being knocked, like really loud one too.
I get up and I go to answer.
When you go ahead and answer the door, there are these gray creatures, with red eyes, and they're like, and they come busting through the door. 3 of them.
Doesn't it alert me for help?
One of them is gonna attack you. Go ahead and roll me DCV.
My robot must have thought I was mocking it.
Crit.
16.
Nice. Yeah, you go ahead and you, this one throws a punch at you, and you end up dodging it, probably a lot quicker than you realized you can move. The next one's gonna try to attack you.
15.
Yep, and you blocked that one too. The third one has to lean behind because your dorm room's not exactly a full-fledged apartment, so it's a little tight in there. But the door's closed now as they move in.
Judo
I want
block.
to pick up my coat rack and swing it at them.
You're gonna grab your book and swing it at them
Coat rack.
with a coat rack.
I'm a
Go for
judo
it.
man.
Give me a,
Judo
attack
no.
roll.
9.
You go ahead and swing it at one of them, and it dodges. Are you gonna swing at a second?
Yeah.
Go for it.
16. No, 15.
Yeah, you go ahead and you swing and hit one of them. It flips over its friend, and you can almost kind of see it like, and when it lands, it melts into the floor. There's no mess or anything. It just melts into the floor.
Pretty cold.
One of them is going to go ahead and attack you. Try to get past the coat rack. Okay.
9.
And we matched, so you go ahead and you block a hit from the buddy, and the second one will attack you. Go ahead.
Ooh.
10.
That's a spicy one.
That one ends up hitting you where you stumble back into the wall. So go ahead and take 10 damage from that.
Want me to help you?
And you go ahead and attack. Your turn.
Oh,
Try swinging again.
Okay.
16.
Yeah, you go ahead and you smack one where it fumbles over your
Oh,
bunk, where you hit it over your
Sorry.
bunk and hits your closet, and it ends up being it ends up vanishing into
That's
the
good.
door.
birthday cake.
I'm gonna try swinging to the last one.
Okay. Go ahead.
8.
Okay. Yeah, you go ahead and you end up swinging and actually taking him out too. And once it hits the floor and ends up vanishing, what are you doing?
I go over to my desk. Outside.
You put down the coat rack, you walk over to your desk. The minute you grab your phone, you teleport. Who's next? Diogenes. You are in Time Force Laboratories.
Mm-hmm.
You're 3018? No,
3222.
3222. Time Force Academy has advanced many, many years. The Hyperforce Rangers and the Time Force Rangers both keep the universe safe from different disasters. You work for the science department of the Academy,
Mm-hmm.
which develops tech and new things for the trainees and other things. What are you doing currently?
I'm going to the park for lunch.
Okay.
You know,
Like one close to the school or one like in the middle of the city?
in the middle of the city. I have a preferred park I like to go to.
Okay. When you get there, what are you like looking to eat? Like, what are you grabbing from a food truck or food cart?
Oh yeah, you know, I mean, being what I am, I can eat pretty much anything I want now. So I find myself one of those little tempura stands and get some shrimp tempura.
Okay. Yeah. The just in a different reference, you know that in previous years, you know, food has become a lot healthier and better to eat for everyone. So shrimp tempura in your timeline is almost like heaven because it just tastes way better than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Then, you know, you've had to sample and test through time what other shrimp tempura have tasted like, but this is by far the healthiest tasting you've probably
And
had.
this is my favorite stand.
There you go.
This is like, when I feel like I want to indulge, I go here, get myself a little wedge of the sticky rice, some wasabi, shrimp tempura, you know,
And
why
enjoy.
not?
There you go.
go to my tree, sit at the base of it, just sit there and eat and enjoy the surroundings.
Okay.
It's that moment where like I can eat and I can just let my mind it actually just sort of empties a little bit. The normal background noise, like from my thoughts and memories and all that, it just sort of, it's like that moment of zen.
Okay.
So it's the reason why this is when he's, especially on the days that he works, this is his preferred place. So anyone who knows him, if they want to find him at lunch, this is where they go.
I'm gonna say you're about halfway through your lunch break. Roll me a mind check. Okay.
Shake a leg.
14.
Okay. One of the professors you work with, he is been there and he mentored you when you first entered as working for the Time Force.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Did any of these people know my father?
Yeah, they all knew your father. Some of them thought they were quack, and some of them thought he was a quack.
He was a little out there.
He was.
But he was smart.
This
and that's
guy
why.
decided to take you under his wing and get you a job at Time Force because he knew your father.
Mm-hmm.
He's a brilliant man. This person's name is Dr. Samson. Not Samson, Samson. And he walks up to you because he knew where to find you. And he walks up to you and goes, Diogenes, this is what I found. Just appeared in our laboratory. And he hands it off to you. It's a crystal. This is a pretty sizable crystal, about the size of your forearm.
So it's like
Yeah.
long and like that.
Yeah,
big.
About that.
Sit there, take it, kind of twirl it in between my fingers. Interesting.
And what's strange is that,
Non-ferrous.
what's kind of strange is that these non-mutant things are been kind of eyeing me from a distance. And he points. You see that they're, if you looked at them, they are kind of like, they look like the Cyclobots that the Time Force Rangers fought with their gray helmet and X over their face. They're holding like little hatchets and they're going like this. And they're kind of like in the distance, they're kind of like eyeing you guys.
Fascinating. Maybe they're a mutation, an offshoot.
Maybe.
Perhaps we should get the others to come and study them. Sit there, it's like just unconsciously playing with the crystal, just like sort of twiddling it.
Roll me a, I want you to roll me, because history's not a thing. Roll me, science.
There's a bunch of science. Biology? Biological science?
No, what would you consider, the science, the time of, like, science time, like history?
I need one of these.
It wouldn't be physics, wouldn't be police. Military history, possibly. Military science, probably.
Let's go military.
Because,
Roll me military science.
The only reason why I'm saying that is because any encounters and fights with things like what you're describing and what the Power Rangers do would probably be studied under military science for
We'll
tactics.
go with military science for Time Force. Go ahead.
Why not physics? Or physical?
I guess that could be. Could be either way. So either physical or...
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
which one
because
I
you have a
choose.
6 in all sciences, so...
Okay, so that plus that, and that's it. Just the skill on the dice roll.
That's it.
16.
Okay. You remember 2 things in Power Rangers history. One, Zeo crystals were about this size. But this is not a Zeo crystal, but the energy radiating from them